Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's edition of a jam-packed CrossFit Games update show. I'm Sean Woodland with the usual suspects, Tommy Marquez and Pat Sherwood, and Rory Mckernan joining us today. The 16.5 was a great environment last night in the ranch. First time I've seen an event there, and 3 great performances from some of the best in the world.
Luckily, we had 3 great athletes there to distract us, I think, from just how nightmarishly painful this workout is going to be. But it was nice to see the pros do it.
I love the ranch. The fact that we did something where the sport started and we got to repeat a workout, I did not see coming whatsoever. I thought it was a pretty cool environment.
Yeah, you can't say enough about the athletes, but it was such a cool walk down memory lane. I parked my new white truck in a spot that my old white truck was parked at the 2008 games, had my wife and my kids there in a spot that has a lot of meaning for me, so it was really cool to be back.
Yeah, it was the first time since 2009 that we had held an event at the ranch, and we had the defending CrossFit Games champion Ben Smith, the 4-time Games champion Rich Froning, and the man who's finished second 2 years in a row, Mat Fraser, all out there throwing down in 16.5. Could be the last time we see these guys compete as individuals head-to-head. Early on, Mat Fraser and Rich Froning set the pace. Fraser was about a rep or so ahead of Froning. Then the workout started to get really into the meat of it, and that's where Fraser kept the pace that he set on the outset, was able to pull away from Froning. Fraser gets the win. Froning would finish second, and it was Ben Smith in third, and Mat Fraser was happy to get the win when it was all said and done.
No, I was just trying to pace. I mean, the first set of thrusters, I got off a couple reps behind them and just knew, all right, stick to your pace, stick to know what I can do.
Did you remember this from last time? Do you remember what your time was?
No, I had no idea what my time was.
You definitely improved by about 10 or 12 seconds. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome.
Mat Fraser had the best score in 2014 of these 3 athletes. He has the best score right now of these 3 athletes. What did we learn last night?
Well, we learned that this guy here is really good at predicting the outcome.
Thank you.
But also, the winner was fantastic, but I think Froning captured my attention more than anyone else. Still supremely fit and incredible, but I just didn't see like that punchy fire, and maybe he's getting better at Haida, but he seemed like a more subdued Rich Froning than I'm used to seeing. So maybe it is, he's done with individual and off to team.
I didn't learn a whole lot because, like you said, that was the order. That was the order that I picked. But I just liked seeing the fire in Matt's belly. He just seemed like he wanted it more. And they finished in this order in 2014 when we saw this workout before, and they finished in this order again. So I'm not too surprised.
I got to follow what Pat said. It's exactly the same thing for me. This was closure. It's like when in high school, when you had that girlfriend, you're still kind of hung up on her, and she just said, "Stop calling me." So Rich felt like I can stop saying you're going to come back to individual competition. Pat asked the question a couple times. We got the resounding no, and this was not the same Froning in terms of hunger for an individual win that I saw in 2014 in the same workout. And to agree with Tommy, Fraser nailed it, man. The dude's the real deal.
Yeah, Fraser crushed it, but then Josh Bridges has already posted a score of 7:15.
He's
so
doing
obviously
all right.
This is in his wheelhouse, but as far as other men who could maybe chase that number down, who are you looking at?
I think, and I'm gonna take that question like a politician and answer the question that I want.
Oh, wonderful. Right.
I think not only will Noah Olson do well in this workout, but probably wind up winning the Open. This kid that's been 8th 2 years in a row at the games, Fraser being second twice is incredible, but 8th's nothing to shake a stick at. Now, the Open's always been really good with predicting how someone will do later on down the road, so I expect a big games from him. Go back to 2014. Noah took 7th in the world on this workout. He's fitter. He's going to have one of the best times.
And the guy right behind him, Kyle Frankenfeld, I think he's going to smash this workout. He was 20th worldwide in this workout in 2014. That's before anyone knew who he was or what he was capable of, really. And he's proven this year in his open performances that he has a much greater capacity. And he did so well in the first week as well, top 10 worldwide. I think this is another workout where he can kind of announce his arrival. And I think even if he doesn't catch Noah, he'll be second, maybe third worldwide in the Open, which is a tremendous
Well,
feat.
you're a lot of pressure now. And Tommy Marquez says you're going to do well on something. You better live up to it.
That's right.
I'm going to go a different direction with my answer, and I'm looking actually at the 2010 champ Graham Holmberg, because the last time that we saw this workout in a live environment, it was the 5 champions throwing it down. So it's cool to see Rich retest, and that's what the Open's all about, right? Test, retest. So Graham, I want to see him come back punchy and improve his score like most of these athletes did as well.
What about on the women's side? I mean, you mentioned the last time we did it live, Sam Briggs looked like she was going to win that, then Rich chases her down. She'll do well at this, but who else on the women's side?
I'm going to go with Cara Webb. I mean, it's so tough to beat a healthy Cara Webb. She's been beating up the Open so far. She had an overall victory on 16.2. And if you rewind the clock back to 2014, she had the 3rd best time in the world on this. She's only fitter, faster, and stronger now. So I'm looking forward to seeing everything she can do in 2016.
For similar reasons that you just mentioned, I think Emily Bridges is going to do great on
That's
this
a good
workout. We saw how well she did with pacing in particular, and 16.1 finishing first worldwide. And I think this workout, especially for these top athletes, comes down to pacing and how they can manage going unbroken that entire time. And if there's one person that can be a machine on burpees, I think it's her, and I think that's what it's going to come down to.
I'm going to go again. Like, this may be a different
we
direction.
go.
I'm not looking at the top of the leaderboard per se. I'm looking at the top of the leaderboard in Canada West with the young lady who captured my attention in 16.1, and that's Emily Abbott. She came out after the games where it was like, oh, she's all about hauling sandbags and pulling big weight, and she showed us that she definitely built a huge engine. She's taken first, second, or third on all of the workouts so far, and to watch her in 16.1 beat China Cho in bar-facing burpees and chest-to-bar pull-ups, she's definitely got my attention, and a very cool athlete as well. So I'm watching her in this workout.
Well, speaking of fit Canadians, this year
Oh,
was
here we
we go. I'm out of here.
Robbaz last night. I was lucky enough to be at 3 of these events live and watch that go down, and it was a lot of fun. I give you guys a lot of credit for getting out there in that environment and doing that workout. But last night we had a little bit of a monkey wrench thrown there. Dave Castro got out on the floor with you, so it was you, Castro, and Boz. Boz was trying to complete the sweep. You were trying to avoid that. Did a great job off the bat. I mean, things were pretty even. When you got to the 12 round and you were looking good, I thought, okay, now this is going to be Rory's time. But then Boz just had a little bit faster pace and then pulled away after that. And Adrian Bozman completes the sweep. So now going into 2017, I know you're going to refocus for that. But what was it like being in that environment? Because a lot of people from those announcements hung around and really got into that.
No doubt. Yeah, it's well, first of all, it's amazing. You know, it's an honor. The first year that we did it, we snuck on after Panchik and Bailey, and nobody was watching.
Yeah.
You know, literally had all gone to the barbecue, and we were like, oh, this is awesome. And so to see it grow into live streaming on Facebook, and there's T-shirts, and people are really getting into it.
It had a huge following.
Man, it did, and it's tough. I know so much more about athletes. Not that we're close to their level, but that pressure, it got to me. You know, and so I really felt what it was like to be like feeling the stress and anxiety and going out too fast because of it, all that kind of business. But the bottom line is, it's the funnest thing that I get to do, not just in my professional year, but just my year period. Yeah. It's amazing.
And I think people like it so much is because you get lulled into a false sense of security when you watch the fittest athletes in the world do these workouts, and you think, oh, okay, I can maybe pace it this way. And then you and Adrian are extremely fit. You know, I'm not selling you guys short. When you get out there, people go, oh, that's how tough it is.
Yes, that's what I get more than anything else. Is people are like, hey, thanks, man, you made that look really hard. Or, you know, they'll judge their performance off of us, and you're absolutely right. It's like you watch the main athletes go. Fraser finished that yesterday, walked off.
Right, I know.
Oh my God.
They're like, oh, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
Right, and so I'm adding minutes, and we're still laying in a fetal position on the ground, and people are like, okay, good, I got it. It's definitely not gonna look like Fraser, it's gonna look more like that.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for us for today. Good luck with 16.5. For all those helpful tips, go to the game site. Check out Nicole Carroll's video. Thanks for Ro for stopping by.
Thank you.
Tommy, Pat, we'll see you guys next week on the leaderboard. Good luck with all those thrusters and bar-facing burpees.